Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? My name is Kent. The channel is EOS San Diego, and I appreciate you watching this video. I cover all things EOS, and I've been doing these videos for almost a year now, and actually making EOS videos for over a year, but fairly regularly I've been doing these videos almost every night, I think for quite some time now. But the other night I had a very interesting video up. They got a lot of views, almost 1,700 views with over 120-30 comments. And the video was about someone that lost a lot of EOS in a scam. His name is Chris Ives, and he had lost over $120,000 in a scam where somebody had stolen his EOS. And of course, I brought him on the videos, I brought him on the YouTube because he reached out to me for help. And also reached out to a number of other people for help. So we did the video, and of course the video has gotten a lot of attention. And I want to give you an update on what's going on, and also give you some great news about what we have planned for the future. We found out, basically Chris has found out, Chris is very passionate about this. Obviously, when you lose that much money, life-changing money, it becomes something that you become very passionate about. And of course, Chris has done a lot now, doing research, finding out where exchanges are located at, being able to get a hold of law enforcement agencies and stuff like that. He's done a lot of research in this area, and he's gotten a lot of great information. Just an incredible resource for helping people that have had some sort of issue with losing cryptocurrency, with losing EOS especially. So in the reaching out to everybody, and of course we talked about this in the video, of course Block One, he's reached out to, and they've basically referred him to community. Said, this is something that you need to go to community for. We're Block One, we created software, we release updates, and now we've released the software to the community. Community is in control now. So obviously in that situation, you wouldn't go to the people that make the blocks and see if there's any way to reverse the blocks or get the money back. And we've done that. We've talked to a number of the block producers. I've talked personally to some of the block producers. And of course, the block producers tell us there's nothing they can do either. There's no way to reverse the blocks, and there's nothing in the future that gives them any ability to change anything like this. So there's really no solution for this right now, except for the one I'm about ready to give you. I spoke with Chris the other day, and I asked him if he wanted to come aboard and help us develop a fund to help protect people that hold EOS. To protect people in the future from something like what happened to Chris, where he lost over $120,000 worth of EOS. And we've created a fund, and I'm announcing that fund tonight. The name of the fund is Safeguard EOS. Safeguard EOS. This is community taking charge of a problem that needs to be handled. And the problem is there are people out there that don't fully understand blockchain. There are a lot of people out there that will take advantage of people in blockchain, and without something in place to protect people, the blockchain, especially EOS, loses confidence, and we don't want that to happen. We are block producers. We are our application builder. We've developed the challenge app. We want people to have a lot of faith in the blockchain, and we want them to be very comfortable with transactions, and we want some way for people to have some protection, to have something out there to help them in case of a situation like what happened to Chris. So like I said, we've asked Chris to come aboard. We've developed this fund, and we are going to be a resource for people that have lost their EOS. So if you've lost EOS, or if you're worried about losing EOS, or you've got a problem with this is something you're going to want to take part in. Like I said, we've developed this fund, and we're going to have people in community donate to this fund. Donate to this fund. Donate as little or as much EOS as you'd like to this fund. And I'll put the link to the fund below. And also we'll do the Telegram channel below. If you have any questions, come on Telegram and ask me what's going on, and I'll explain it to you. But people need to be protected, and there needs to be something in place to pay people back for if something like this happens to them. Because right now there isn't anything. You don't have any help from block producers and community, and you don't have any help from Block One. So unless community steps forward and develops something to help protect the EOS token holders, then no one else is going to do it. So the way this is going to work is very simple. Anybody can donate to this fund. You can donate as many EOS as you like or as little EOS as you like. Please be reasonable about it. Don't give a quarter of an EOS or something like that. Give enough EOS to where it definitely is something that can help develop the fund. The second thing is that we're not going to, basically the fund is the community. Now, over 96% of the money is going to go right back to anybody that loses EOS, just like Chris, or anybody that has a problem or anything like that. And also for people that need a resource if they do have a problem. One of the problems is there's no 911 to call if somebody steals your money or steals your EOS. And if we develop these resources, which we're doing right now with Chris and our development team and some other members of community, where we develop it so anytime people can call a number, get a hold of a person 24 hours a day if they've had something like this happen, because it's very important to do something quickly. The exchanges like Binance, most of them have a real name someplace, even if it's a fictitious name. They do have some information about that account, that private key. So if somebody moves the EOS from one account to another account and it goes through Binance, if you can get to Binance quick enough, we may be able to stop that transaction, or we may be able to get Binance to tell us who it is. These are all things that got to happen very quickly. And of course, if you've never had this happen to you before, you don't have those resources, you don't know who to call, you don't know who to talk to, you don't know any of this. It's just all brand new, just like it was to Chris. So if you don't have this information, we're going to develop it for you. We're going to make it so you do have it and you can call and you can be protected. And like I say, the way the fund is going to work, you can put as much EOS or as little EOS as you like. But if you donate to this fund, we're going to protect you. So like I say, over 96% is going to go back to help people that have legitimate claims. And of course, there's a little ways we can find out if it's a legitimate claim or not. But that's going to go back to help people recover or be able to pay back as much money as is in the fund. So if you donate 100 EOS to the fund and you lose 1,000 EOS, obviously we can only give back the 100. We can't give back 100% of what you lost, but we can be a resource to help you out until the fund develops, until the fund has a reasonable amount of money into it, and a reasonable amount of EOS in it, so that we can help protect people up to larger amounts of EOS that they lose. So what we're going to do, we set this account up. Safeguard EOS is the name of the account. Safeguard EOS. I'll put it below, and we're going to ask people to donate to this fund to help protect you and everybody else in EOS, and also help to give EOS a little bit of security, so people don't have what happened to Chris, where they'd have anybody to call, nobody to talk to, and everybody tells them there's nothing they can do. So if you donate to this fund, as little as you like or as much as you like, we will protect you, and we will be a resource for you to call. There'll be plenty of contact places for you to call, plenty of people for you to call, and we will help protect you and give you all the knowledge and information that we know, and everything we can do to recover money, help get money back to you, and also have a fund to protect you, to get money back to you. It's a resource. It's also a fund to help pay back people that lose EOS, and also to give people confidence back in EOS, so they're not afraid to vote. They're not afraid of an application or putting private keys in an application or scatter or anything else. Now they feel a little bit more confident because there's some protection out there. There's a way for them to recover EOS that they lost through a fund of everybody donating to, or there's a resource where they can actually they can actually find some information out and don't get just answers like there's nothing we can do and there's nothing that we're going to be able to do in the future. So that's basically what they're getting right now. So like I say, the links will be below. The other thing we're going to do is we're not going to actually process any claims, or we're not going to take anybody's money or take anybody's EOS unless we reach 5,000 EOS. So at the point we reach 5,000 EOS, the fund will be activated. Before that, it's just going to be, if you give some EOS, we'll keep track of your wallet number or your wallet key, and if we don't reach the 5,000 in a few months, we'll give it right back to you. So every penny will be given right back. Every penny of EOS will be given right back to you if we don't make the 5,000 EOS. If we make the 5,000 EOS, then we'll keep the fund going. And as people contribute, the fund grows. As the fund grows, it'll be more and more protection for the community in case something happens like what happened to Chris. So This is a way of actually kind of help to insure people for a potential loss in EOS. I talked about this the other night when we were talking about referendums and all the things going on. And of course the referendums are going on. It takes a lot of votes to get a referendum through. Then the referendum's got to be written properly so it can even be made into code. And there's a lot of hurdles taking place. This is something that we can do right now immediately. And this is something I believe that's very, very needed in community and help community. I will have Chris on this channel regularly because, like I say, he's very involved in this. He's very passionate about it, and he wants to help other people, and he wants to make sure nothing happens to people in the future like happened to him. This was a devastating amount of money for him to lose, and he wants to help protect people, and he will be an active part of this account, an active part of helping people do this, and help coming on the channel regularly and giving updates and being a resource for people, because obviously he wants this not to happen to anybody else. So this is going to be something I think that will benefit everybody, and it'll also be a great way of showing community how community works and how community can support one another. So by somebody donating a few EOS, and I know we've all played some games on EOS. We've played all the different games, and we've all lost some EOS playing games. I've lost EOS playing games. You know, so we all know that there's a ways that, you don't always, you know, sometimes people speculate a little bit, do some things, play some games and everything like that. Here's a way of giving some EOS back to the community in a fund to help protect somebody if something like what happens to Chris happens to them, and also be a resource or some way for you to call somebody if something bad happens. If some way you lose money on the blockchain, the EOS blockchain, that you have a resource and a person to call, a contact like myself or Chris or somebody on our team, that you can, you know, actually get some real information, lifetime information, not have to wait till the next morning or send out an email or a telegram and hope somebody responds to it. You've got an instant resource to help you out. Like I say, I think a lot of people are scared right now. A lot of people are scared of blockchain. A lot of people tell us, I mean, one of the requirements for our application is to put a private key in. And a lot of people say, you got to change that. You got to, but blockchain requires private keys. So in order to change it, there's got to be another way of doing that, and that's not as easy as you think to create. So we've got to instill some confidence back in blockchain, so people feel free to vote. People feel free to play a game. People feel free to, you know, to use an application with a private key. And until we instill some confidence in the blockchain, and we have some support for the blockchain, then this is always going to be around. The other thing I'd like to say too is, I said this the other night. In the United States of America, there was a Great Depression in the 1930s, 1929 actually, the stock market crashed. A lot of people lost money in banks. So the banking system at that time was very fragile. Nobody wanted to put money in a bank because people lost money in banks and they didn't get it back. So the government came out with what they call FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, deposit fund. So it was a fund for people to get their money back if they ever lost money in a bank account, which has instilled confidence back in the banking system, allowed people to put money into a bank and not have to worry about that money getting lost. That was a good idea, and it strengthened banks and brought back the banking system, because now people had a way of getting money back if they had lost money. I think that was a good idea. And when I put that on a video, some people commented about it and they said, look, this is something that shouldn't be done through EOS or shouldn't be done through the referendums or anything like this. This is something that should be done through an insurance company or something like that. Well, there is no insurance company. There is no way to do that right now. Technically, there just really isn't no way to do that. This has to be done through community, and this has to be done through an ability for other people to help each other, for everybody in the community to come together, instill some confidence back in the EOS blockchain. Not that it's really lost some, but just to give people a reassurance that, you know, if something does happen, you've got someplace to go. Like I say, unfortunately with Chris, there wasn't many options for him. He didn't have many places to go, and I'm glad he reached out to me. I feel, you know, I feel very privileged. How you doing? I feel very privileged that he did reach out to me and ask me for help. And like I say, I come on these videos every single night. I do the video every single night. So I'm pretty easy to get a hold of, and I'm glad that he did, because maybe some good of what happened to Chris can come of it. And that's what I'm hoping gets happening with this fund. So anyway, I'll put the information for the fund below. If you want to deposit, or if you want to donate to the fund, please do. And like I said, we'll see what happens. We're not going to do anything until we get the $5,000 or 5,000 EOS limit. And then at that point, we'll keep the fund going, or we will just give everybody back whatever they put into it up to that point. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.